Hello.
Hello.
Hallo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, for some reason I can't hear you guys.
Does anyone know about Jan?
No, not at the moment. Sorry.
Because then I think we might assume they are not here and start. Because so far they haven't sent any messages around, right? Or just ping and Jan.
Or who else are we waiting for aside from Jan? I know Mob will be late, and Solibo will be a passive attender. Oh, welcome, Alessandro. There you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I really cannot. I will now go to jump in the car and drive, so I will only listen to you because I have to drive. Sorry.
It's okay.
But anyway, I've managed to update the minutes, so in the written report you can find all my findings and stuff.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think it's pretty straightforward what we need to discuss.
Yeah, it's.
And I think we need to move on with electing meeting chair, secretary, approving the agenda, and all those other formalities. They're very quick to do. But I know I've been meeting chair in the past, but today I'm not in any condition to do that. So I'm wondering, would someone else like to hold the meeting today, or manage the meeting today? Florian?
I can do it. Yeah. If no one disapproves or if no one else want to go for it, I can definitely do it.
I think you can take the silence as a unanimous agreement. But, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So.
All right, so Florian.
Usually it's written inside the minutes. Like just write down the minutes at line 58. Except Alessandro, you just drive. You don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, line 58. I will send the meeting minutes again in the chat here, so you don't have to search for them.
Yeah.
I can be the secretary if you want.
Okay.
Cal? Was that Cal or Marek?
It was Cal, right?
Cal, okay, yeah, why not?
So same this time on line 63.
Mm-hmm. Do we have
64? You write down that you confirm.
Exactly.
Cal. Are you with us, Marek? If you are trying to speak, I can't seem to hear you.
Marek, your microphone is muted.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm here. I have to write that thingy in the document, right?
Yeah, because sometimes when we do some procedural things like this, yeah, just writing down the minutes, just to confirm, because even when if we can't take a silence as an approval, it's still problematic to do that. It's still better to have people write down stuff, or even better, vote in some system where we can control who's who to some extent. But for this procedural thing, it's not. Yeah, it's not needed. It's fine. Approval of the agenda. It looks quite okay for me. I don't want to have a very long meeting. First one since a long time, coming back from the summer. I will maybe just want to add under any other business discussion of the short-term timeline, which means basically going up to the council meeting.
Yeah.
And what we would want to prepare before that and start out, or yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. Second that. We need to have some organized strategy, and
so you can find the complete agenda starting at line 32 until line 48. That is the agenda. And if you approve on line 69, just write it down, please.
I don't see where the agenda is.
33.
line 33 in the
32,
pad.
yeah, in the pad, yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Because I cannot read the minute.
No, you
at
just drive. Don't worry.
No, I mean just when you have a vote, can you just put me on abstain on everything, because I can hear but I cannot actually write.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah.
And once you've done the agenda, you can have a look at the meeting minutes from last time. So unless you've found something disturbing inside them, yeah, pretty straightforward. You can usually find them. I will send it for Marek.
Okay.
Usually it's put on the wiki. Of course, if we dig inside all the messages and stuff, we could find the pad again. And I think the pad is even referenced in the wiki, most probably. But yeah, basically, it's put on the wiki. And this time it was by Alessandro. Okay, so now on to the confirmation of any decision taken. It was summer. I don't think anything has been taken. Let's see. Last meeting was on the 4th of July. Do we have anything?
Yeah, Florian.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we take the decision to reimburse you and Mikuláš. So maybe you can write it down.
Yeah, right. I was in the process of checking the discourse, but right, that's maybe the thing we did in the meantime.
Ah, you're right.
There's one thing we did as well. because in the last meeting we postponed some votes, so some votes happened. It's basically this one. Close topic. So first thing first. First decision. Da, 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 da. So I put the first decision we took on line 85. It's true that not a lot of people participated in that vote, so I would suggest to have a read, and unless you're upset with something, cast your thing right below, and then the second decision.
I'll just copy Alessandro to abstain
Yep.
for you. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. We've got someone on it, so.
And of course, if you have a few questions about the board and plan and structure votes and what was it the text, it's pretty dry and basic.
Yeah.
But it was to have a structure to start with. And the idea in the other business subjects at the end will be to maybe discuss some of that. Who raised the... Yeah, Marek?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you post the voting, or like, is it a tradition that you post the voting into the Mattermost? Is like a thing you
It's
do
in discourse.
here? Only on discourse. You don't post like a notice on the Mattermost.
No, we put a notice on the Mattermost. Usually we send a few messages, at least when it's opened. And sometimes even some reminders.
Okay.
And if you have an account on the discourse, as soon as it's created, it's at the top of the list of the active subjects.
Yeah, I have some problems with the discourse, but I'm sorting it right. I'm sorting it right now. Okay, thank you. No, just because, yeah, I'm used to like being reminded vote here, vote there from the Czech Pirate Party, so I don't know how it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, usually for us it's on discourse because it's the only tool right now that allows us to track who's voting what, and we can even restrict the groups who can vote on some stuff, so it's useful. And yeah, maybe we will have something else in the future, but for now it does a pretty good job.
For some weird reason, I can't log in to discourse.
I've had the same issues for the past like 4 days.
Yeah, okay. So basically, I can tell you that Alessandro, me, and Cal approved the structure. And if you need Cal, I can send the text in the chat or something.
No, I can read it, I just can't vote on discourse.
No, but the vote is closed.
Okay.
It's only a confirmation, or one other way to put it is to make sure that people are aware of what happened. Because yeah, we are yet to see what will happen if the vote is not confirmed in a board meeting. And on top of my head, I can't remember if it is still in the rules of procedure. I'm not certain. Probably, but nevertheless, it's still useful to have these points to make sure that people are aware of what was decided or what happened. So it's a problem for another time. Yeah, tackle problems when they arise.
Yep.
So everyone voted. On to written report. Alessandro, right before taking the road, gave us some news. So I'm giving you some time to read through.
Yeah, I suppose we can. Yeah, we've adopted the draft, and this is something that's a living document, as far as I understand. Yeah, so we'll be able to keep building on it. Have I understood it correctly, Florian?
Well, we can always do and undo what we did. So technically, we can act on what was voted. So we could tell people that yeah, we are working on structure, and right now we have this and this. And of course, in the future, we can amend, detail, rework, anything.
Yep. Okay. Are we missing anyone? Are we missing any votes?
No. I'm giving some time to read the written reports because I also forgot to do it beforehand. So first from Alessandro, mostly related to money things and treasurer things. And then map about the outreach at large. Okay. So the written reports do not necessarily call for any talks or reaction, but if someone wants to bring something related to them, now is the time. Okay, so now decisions without discussions, time and place for the next board meeting. Luckily for us, that has already been decided previously. I searched for it briefly because we decided on a short-term calendar already. I will paste it in the minutes so you can have a look here. So that's for both council meetings and board meetings. And the next board meeting is scheduled for the 17th of October.
Yep.
So we only have to agree on the time. Easy way to go about that is to decide 6:30. Will we be in CEST in October? I'm not sure. I don't think so. The 17th is a Thursday.
Yeah. That works for me. In any case, 6:30 on the Thursday, I think.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm quickly writing the yes, no, and abstain options. and cast your things, please.
This was going to be virtual, right?
Yeah, the board meetings, unless said otherwise, are.
Yeah. Does anyone or where will you be? I mean, Florian, will you still be in Brussels at that time?
In October, yeah, most probably.
Okay, so those pirates who are in Brussels now will still be in Brussels on the 17th of October.
Yeah, should be.
Okay.
It's like no specific holidays, but European pirates. So that
Yeah.
will be me, Map. I think Mikolash will still be around. Of course, Margareta. But I'm not sure if she will be available for any pirate stuff.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I was just I know I haven't contacted all of you yet. I'm planning to travel to meet with other board members and to try and work a bit more directly with everyone involved. So it just helps me plan a little bit.
Yep.
But that's that's off topic, so we can talk about that later.
So now on to the decisions with discussions. First item on the board is the application of the Czech Pirate Party to host the 17th council meeting, which will be held on the 24th of November, unless they would prefer a different date. No, 23rd and 24th of November. So, so we can discuss. As far as the decision goes, I would suggest to postpone it until we receive a formal answer to the open call.
Application. Okay.
Yeah. And we can do that, I think, through discourse. But of course, we can already discuss our feelings about that. I would start out and say that it's great. It looks good, and it will be coupled with Czech Pirate Party General Assembly, right? So that makes for a lot of social stuff and activity around. So yeah, looks good for me. That will be probably our go-to. It just needs to be sent properly to us.
Will there be a do we know yet which city it will be in at this point?
Prague, yeah.
Prague, okay.
Yeah, sorry, Marek, I cut you short, but yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I will send you the program in like the next 7 to 14 days, along with like a registration form, so that we know for how many people we need to accommodate, including the catering, including the hotel and everything. Basically, I'm the main organizer, doing everything organization-wise, and the lead of the international affairs department. He will just like do the political decisions I cannot do, which basically means just approving. That would be like from the part of the Czech Pirate Party. Yes.
Yeah, so you said that you are doing the organizing. You are doing the organizing for the European pirates who will be taking part in the council meeting, right? Or are you doing the organizing as well for the General Assembly as a whole?
What do you mean, the General Assembly?
Like, this thing in Prague is coupled with, like, it happens at the same time as a Czech Parade Party event, right? Or is it like only the council meeting, and on top of that, we invite the Czech Parade Party?
Oh, you mean like the people, like our highest politicians?
No, I'm simply asking because usually the way we have been doing things is that on top of European Parade Party events organized either by the Luxembourgish or the Czechs or the French, on top of that, we organize a small, like we have a room somewhere where we hold the council meeting. So it's like a pirate event is an excuse for us to add a council meeting on top. You get me?
Yeah, I do now. No, definitely not, because the meeting was already held in. It's one time a year, like the General Assembly, like of all pirates of the Czech Republic, and it's quite large. And I don't think there's a, let's say, budget for that. We have a special budget to do that. So therefore, it will be only the council meeting.
Okay, so it's only the council meeting organized basically by PPEU through you. Yeah?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so the budget you displayed is what you think it will cost, right? I can see the detail. And so the side event is what you envision as possible. Or it's like already a draft of the agenda somehow.
No, the agenda, like the precise timetable, aka agenda, will be drafted in the next like 14 days. But what I imagine is that the first day we will have the debates with the politicians, and we will have the informal evening, and we will have the tour in Prague. With, I don't know, you can either give me tips. I will get that into the form that I will all send you, and that you can send to your national parties if there would be anyone interested joining as well. And the next day there will be the council meeting itself. Yeah, but when it comes to like the very precise timetable with like hours and everything, that's not ready yet.
Okay. Okay, the point of the next board meeting is indeed to decide on the agenda. So it's more related to the council meeting itself, not necessarily on the whole event and the side things. But yeah, it doesn't need to be formalized right now. So yeah, it looks good, very promising, and from my feeling and what we did in the past, quite ambitious. But it seems worthwhile, and if we envision something that ambitious with debates, it might be useful to try and have nice guests from different parrot parties.
Mm.
So that means eventually some MPs. So in this instance, it will be the Icelandics and the Luxembourgish. And as many nice English-speaking pirates who could be elected locally. So I have one person in mind for France. I'm sure in Germany we have a lot. Here and there in their own regions. But yeah, I like the idea. Yeah. Okay, so in the minutes, what we will do is postpone the decision and remark that an application was sent, how can we say that? It was not sent, it was like was drafted and informally presented to boards. The formal application.
Sorry for being late, but why are we postponing the decision?
Sorry?
I'm really sorry for being late, but why are you postponing the decision?
Because we didn't receive it in a formal way. Or it's been posted in the discourse already, or something.
So, the way is how the board wanted to receive it, because to make sure that we got it, but it was posted in the board channel. So, do you need more information to make a decision? Otherwise,
Yes.
What information are you lacking? Sorry, what information are you lacking to make a decision?
Florian, you asked some questions earlier.
No, it was to clear things up because I was in the ID as usual that this event would happen on top of a pirate gig. So I got my answers. The only one which is not answered yet is, do we have a budget for that? So I know that Alessandro is driving. I am very much normally able to find budget, and I just succeeded in doing so.
What do you need a budget for?
To make sure that we can execute the expenses to cover for the council meeting.
Which expenses would you have? Was there expenses expected from the organization in the proposal?
Yeah, it's written 1,600 euros.
No. Sorry, that's on us. That's what the Czech Pirate Party will fund. We have the money to do that.
Oh, good.
There will be no expenses from you. And if it's a rather small scale event, let's say, and more people join online than in present form, or if we manage to get a good deal from the hotel, for example, we might even reimburse you somehow.
Okay, that's nice, because if we indeed envision something low-key ambitious, we're having some debates between politician pirates, it's definitely a good incentive to say to these pirates, please come, we will pay for your trip. Because not all of them are having their travel expenses reimbursed like the Icelandics, for example. So yeah, I mean, unless we specified a specific process to have the application submitted, to be clear, I don't have any problem with accepting this submission. I was just under the impression, following the discussion on the Mattermost, that it had to be sent somehow. Yes, Bob.
Yes. So, I mean, not on the discourse I posted, an application to host a council meeting should be submitted to the board before the 11th of September. And then it says the application can be posted in this thread or sent by email to the board. It should contain an overview of planned occasions, side events, and technical equipment that will be available for the meeting. So the requirements that it should be submitted, And then it says how it can be submitted, but that is not saying these are the only way allowed. And then it says it should contain an overview of the planned location, side events, and technical equipment. So that is a requirement.
But not must. Yeah, not must.
So the requirement has been fulfilled by this application. And if you don't think it's enough, my advice would be for you to say no to it. But if you think this is enough, it's way better that you say yes now, so that the hosts have time to promote the event, that we have time to inform the members, so that people that need to arrange for travel to the Czech Republic can also actually do it. So I think the one question that need to be clarified today is which of the days will be the actual council meeting. And I think you've already discussed that before I arrived. And if that is clarified, I think you have enough information to make a decision. And if you have that, I would advise you to make a decision. And then it's up to you, of course, if you want to say yes or no, but make a decision. Don't postpone it, because then we run out of time. Everyone will be stressed. It will be short notice. People will not be able to travel because they didn't know for sure how and so on.
No,
so
yeah. But my idea with postponing was basically say to Marek to send it through email right now, and me instantly opening up a Discord thread to have a vote. You know, it's just to respect the procedure, but yeah, it's not a mandatory stuff, so we can go forward and decide to vote on this one, no problem. The only way I can see with which we can decide if we want to have a council meeting on the 23rd or 24th is to know when are the nice or important people available. Because if we can only have the people for the social and debate stuff on one day or not the other, then we will place the council meeting when they are not available. Right? I'm not sure I was clear. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, wrong phone. It's an easy solution to that. You could decide that the board accepts the proposal from the Czech, or the offer from the Czech Pirate Party to host the council meeting in Prague under the condition that they can clarify which day the council meeting will take place within X days. Then you don't need a clarification today, but you sort of set a timeline for them to clarify it, so that you don't need another decision after they clarified it, because it doesn't matter which date. The only thing you need to know is clarity. So the only thing you need to demand is that there will be clarity at some point.
No, yeah, I wasn't even planning on demanding clarity in the decision. I'm just saying from a practical perspective. But yeah, sure.
Sorry, Florian, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can I say something, because I cannot ask, I cannot raise my hand because I need both hands.
Yeah, sure.
So, I second map, I read the application, and the application, I had no more question for the Czech Pirates. And for me, we can decide today, and in case we decide today, I would vote in favor. I would accept as a board the host for the host meeting, the host for the Czech Pirates for the next council meeting. And I also second map proposals to just clarify, just after the decision, which day is dedicated for council meeting and which is dedicated for side events. But this is not, it's just for the sake of organizational. But for everything else, I would vote in favor. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mab, if you want to go ahead again.
No, sorry, that was an old hand, my mistake.
Okay, so the simple proposal is to have a motion to accept it and ask for a clarification before the 17th of October, which is when we have, we are planning to decide on the council meeting agenda. Or does that seem too late already for people to organize? Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, needed to press the right button. So you have two options. Either you should give them a short deadline, and then you will be very clear that the meeting will only be 1 day, or you can give them a long deadline, and then in the first email up until the day of the actual formal invitation, we will tell everyone that it's a 2-day event. And if we say it's a 2-day event, it doesn't matter that much which day the actual council meeting will be on, because that's just a formal detail. And then we expect people to be there both of the days. So, and I think that might be better. If we want people to be there for both days to do both of the things, then we will say it's a 2-day event. 1 day will be debates and so on, and 1 day will be the formal board meeting, and the exact agenda will come with the formal invitation that will be sent at day X. But we can already now say that it's these 2 days, so that people can book their travels and so on. And if we want to be very specific with exactly which day is the formal meeting, then we will have to have a shorter deadline for the Tech Pirates. But I think the best way forward is to say we need them to provide the exact date, but already now we will communicate that these 2 days this event is happening.
Yeah, okay. Right before giving you the right to speak, Marek, I will add one question to you. How soon do you think you can confirm to have Ivan or Olga?
Okay. I will say in a week. In a week, that's realistic. I mean, I can, like, worst case scenario, I can call them, but that's like, you know, you don't really call the minister like every day, so that's kind of unprofessional. But yeah, definitely I'll try to have their answers in the week. But I would please be in favor of the 2-day, because you know the politicians are very busy, and I'm actually very lucky that I managed to get at least 2 of them to confirm that there are 2 days they will be available, and now I need them to coordinate together which day they will be available for us for at least, I don't know, half an hour or something, because that's that. We can be a little bit more flexible with a council meeting, because it doesn't really matter if it's on Sunday or Saturday, but it does matter to the politicians whether or not they'll be available for us on Saturday or Sunday. So that would be my standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. It can simply be our internal cooking. Okay. So any more remarks? And if not, I would suggest to simply accept the candidacy without elaborating, because of course we will provide an agenda and details, but yeah, we don't need to set a deadline on that, or at least not that soon. But let's see at first how at which pace we go, and how Marek can reach out to other people, and then we can assess better. Yes, that will be helpful, Mab. So, okay, in the minutes, I'm writing quickly the motion. So here, PPCZ applied by sending message to the Marek, and then we accept the application. 17th People's Meeting will happen in Prague on the 23rd and 24th of November 2024. Yes, no, abstain. Yeah, okay. You can vote On line 127.
127? Are you sure? There's text there.
28, yeah.
Isn't
And below, I mean 130.
130. Oh.
And of course, it will be in hybrid format. It's like I just added the term in the motion.
Yep. If you don't mind, I'm just adding a clarification in hybrid form. Sorry, this is my English teacher side, but I think it's important to be clear.
Yes, Bob, hand raised again. Or is it a big finger?
No, this time it was
Okay.
intentionally. So my advice would be for you to appoint a contact person for the board in addition to Mark, because since Mark is part of the organization team, you might want someone else from the board to be in contact with the Czech Pirates as well, to do so there's clear divisions. What is board work and what is Czech Pirate Party work, and that information flows. Because I don't think it's since Mark is part of the organization team, you want someone else from the board to be the contact person from the board side for this event, I think.
Realistically, there's no one other than me doing it. Sorry to break your illusion.
No. I'm not saying we need someone else from the Czech Pirates. You need someone else from the European Pirate Party board that you can talk to whenever you have questions, or that can report to the board about the progress and so on, because you will be too focused on actually organizing it to also be the person reporting to the board about the progress. It's just, there's two different roles. It's good to have them separated.
I can help with that.
Yeah, I was about to suggest to have both Sarah and Alessandro on it. Just to have some redundancy. Of course, if there is any clearing of question or help to be given, I am around. And yeah, how do you feel, Sarah?
I should be okay with helping out at this point. I'm just going to be a little bit overloaded between now and September 28th. So I don't recommend giving me any responsibilities between now and then.
Okay, so then the motion is to have Alessandro appointed. Appointed as, how do we phrase it?
The board contact person.
Yeah, contact person inside the board. For the organizing of the 17th.
And while you're right, I want to say what I also wrote in text, that I'm super happy to help Marek draft any text that is needed, put on the discourse and the wiki, and to draft a text that we can send out to the PPEU email list for invitations Monday, Tuesday next week, so that we get moving very quickly with making people aware that this is happening, to sort of maximize the appeal.
Okay.
And I have a question that is not important for the decision, but is important for the implementation, and that is, how big is the room that the meeting is supposed to take place in?
It can, like 30 people comfortably, more uncomfortably.
Do you have a second room if the first room isn't big enough? Like, can we split it in two rooms? Is there two rooms there?
They're like office spaces which can be used, because there's like one shared office that can definitely be used as a side meeting or side debating room. And there's also one room with like a huge working table for like co-working. So there's one co-working office and one with like computer, and one co-working room, and then there's like the main room.
I think it sounds perfect for what we need, but I think we should set up some kind of a registration form online so that we can see if the interest is too big for the space, and then we'll have to figure out how to solve it. But I think this should be definitely, fitting for the expectations.
Well, I mean, we can already get a feeling of this, because if we're planning on having Ivan and the Vice President of the Chamber of Deputies, right? Then it means that we want to also have some Icelandic and Luxembourgish MPs, and hopefully some locally elected pirates. So that will include the French and the Germans, for instance. So that may be worth it to look slightly bigger. I don't know. Map?
Yeah, I think there might be different expectations on the 2 days. So it might be that the number of people who will show up for a debate with Ivan will be bigger than the number of people who want to sit on a council meeting. But I mean, we can sort out that with a registration form to see what the interest is, and if the interest for the debate is bigger, then it's easy to move that to another space. But we can solve that. It's also solvable. We just need to be proactive in checking the interest.
Yeah, okay. So I will just write it down for our memory. Depending on interest, the venue might be too small. Okay. So recapping what we said, on line 130, we are accepting the application. On line 135, we are saying that Alessandro should be the contact person between Marek, who is organizing, and the PPEU board. On line 140, we are saying that MAP should help Marek in drafting the texts, including the invitation, or like the information notice. It's not a formal invitation yet because it doesn't include the agenda. So yeah, you can vote on all three of those, please. And of course, we need to put Alessandro as abstaining. Okay, then I guess that is all for this point. Next point was the first draft of the agenda. Do we have something to decide on? Maybe. I feel like it should be something as simple as debate plus social stuff and the council meeting itself, without being too precise for now because it's the first draft. What are we thinking? Yes, ma'am.
Well, I would say the only thing that needs to be discussed by the board is the agenda for the formal council meeting. All the side events, all that can be sorted out by the organizers. We don't need to. It's good to know what they plan. It's good to be informed, but it's definitely not something that needs to be decided on by the board. And I think the one thing that already put in the agenda is elections of 2 board members.
Yeah,
was
sure. Did we already have something in mind when planning for this one? I think we were eventually anticipating some budget allocations if in the meantime we come up with some plans, or with fielding some rules of procedure amendments. Also, if we are able to prepare them. But as it is the first draft, maybe the only point would be that these candidacies and board member, because we already did the debrief of the elections. Well, we are maybe slowly touching on what I was anticipating to discuss on the any other business points, which is our short-term timeline. Because ideally, at the council meeting, maybe it would be nice to provide them with a small action plan for them to approve and review. Yes, Mab?
So the first draft of the agenda, I think if you have time for an hour next week at some point, we can make a draft, you and me, and put on Discourse and post in Mattermost for the board to discuss online. There's still plenty of time before the final decision. So
Yeah.
we haven't had time to do it yet. It might be better for us to present something for the board to discuss rather than have an open discussion.
So yeah, so if everyone is fine with that, I will put in the minutes that, of course, the confirmed item is the election of 2 board members. We can even think now of when is the deadline for the nominations. Those nominations must be submitted before PPEU Council. Rules of procedure. At least a month prior, so it means that it must be done on the 23rd of, before the 23rd at midnight, just like on the 23rd of October, right? It must be done before the 23rd of October. Central European Time. And I will put into parentheses the date change between 22nd and 23rd of October. And then Florian and Mark will work on the draft and submit to board for synchronous review and eventually voting. Yes, no, abstain. So if you think these lines and motion are okay, please vote on line 153, and if not, you can speak and we can amend all of that.
I vote in favor, Florian.
Ah, thank you. Grande.
It's just because that I had time. I'm in the queue in Milan, so I had time to push the unmute button.
Yeah, I was scared for a second, but you would have said I had time to pull out the phone, but but okay, everyone voted. So moving on to the last point of the evening, which is the short-term timeline. So basically going up to the council meeting. So it is tied to the agenda of the whole event and the council meeting itself, because it means that we need to gauge attendance. We want to try to have good attendees and speakers. Ideally, at the council meeting, we want to give the people some engaging elements. So that could be the action plans. That could be some actionable, I was about to say plan of actions, but like actionable planned out projects to implement, for which we could at this occasion ask for budget. And one of the things I have in mind is maybe to use this opportunity and the fact that we will be physically together. Doesn't have to be necessarily on the spot during the council meeting, but what the fuck does PPEU need to do? Yeah. The structure is what it is. There has been some turnover in here. It will continue with the next board member elections in November. So while we have done some of that work before, all of us, before Marek joined us, thinking about what PPEU could do, should do, I think it would be very great to have as many people involved as possible, including some elected pirates, some local pirates from every party or coming from everywhere, slowly directing us to what added value can PPEU provide at large. So going back to the, maybe we can get them involved on a talk on the action plan, on the projects, what will help them on the day-to-day, what are their national priorities and agendas and stuff. Was that too much?
No, I think that's a good idea. The challenge is just to find the right format. One of the problems, as I see it, that I've seen before, before I became a board member, is that the work of the PPEU is not very visible, because there's not a lot of connection to the local parties. But this is a great way to both engage and create awareness. So I totally second your suggestion, Florian.
Okay, anyone else having ideas? I know that Marek, on top of now working on this council meeting, which might be your priority in the for the moment, you had an interest in the socials, as well as the policy.
Yep, that is correct.
So basically, it comes from the fact that I've been thinking for myself, what is the purpose of PPEU and what we should do. And the basic answer is maybe we should ask some people, catch one idea and try to do it. So yeah, that's basically my thinking. If we come back to the item on the agenda, what it would mean, and I think one of the forms it can take, is for us to have a more formalized action plan than what we only hinted at the last council meeting. So I was planning on getting it done during the summer vacation, but I didn't. So I'm just trying to lay out the objectives for us until the council meeting. So basically, there is organizing the council meeting. I will add the formalize the action plan based on what I said. Maybe going beyond that will be too much, given our current resources.
Yeah.
Maybe having, something else that could be engaging is working a bit more on the structure and already trying to plan and hint at the working groups and units and people basically being able to ask to come inside this structure to help.
Yep. We definitely need to expand the groups that we have there. I've noticed in trying to plan for the activities or for the groups that have been my focus, it's very difficult because people have unpredictable schedules. We should still try and find a way to make it work.
Anyone else? Mabis is still an old raised hand. Yeah. So I can't think of a lot of things. Maybe low priority stuff like council meeting rules of procedure, project with associated budgets. So that could include some IT planning, because we have at the most thing the discourse now transitioning to Nicolas, I think. What can I think of? Let's see, the socials, of course. The identity. Okay, and I think that should be it. So on that, further remarks are welcomed, and if there is nothing else, we can maybe declare this board meeting to be over.
Let's have a look. Yeah, I think that will make sense.
Okay, so 7:44, the meeting is closed.
Okay, that's keeping pretty good time.
You see, when I'm muted, best meetings ever.
Yeah, Italians now.
Sorry for being late. Hope I managed to be helpful while I was here. I think it's great. I'm super excited about having a physical meeting in Prague. Now I need to get my superiors to want to send me there, but I think that should be fine. I've already informed Maquette about the date, and I will now confirm with her that the date has been finalized and try to make sure that she can be there as well. But of course, she has a very busy schedule, so I can't promise anything. But I'll do my best to make sure that she, or at least people from her team, is there.
Thank you, Mab.
Yeah, thank you, Marek, for being into it. It sounds awesome. As Mab said, it is very exciting, and it will definitely be our top priority.
So thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
You too.
And thank you, Bastian.
Bye.
Ciao. And the broadcast. Ciao. Good evening.
Ciao, ciao. Good evening.
Bye.
See ya.